Hello children, good morning. Welcome to English class. In the previous class, we had completed the first lesson, that is, a wrong man in worker's paradise. Today in this class, we are going to learn about the first poem, that is, to a pair of sarus cranes. This poem is written by Manmohan Singh. Don't get confused with the ex-Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. This is some other one. So before beginning the poem, let's come to know about the poet Manmohan Singh. Hope I'm audible. If I'm not audible, just raise your hands there. Am I audible? Just raise your hands. Okay, thank you. Let me continue. Let's come to know about the poet. Actually, Manmohan Singh is a Punjabi poet. He has served India as an IAS officer. He has written so many poems. Village Poems is a book in which Manmohan Singh's all the poems are compiled. Whatever the poems he has written, they are compiled in a book, Village Poems. Here, the title says to a pair of sarus cranes. Sarus cranes. You would have seen many cranes in your place. So what are these sarus cranes? Sarus cranes are non-migratory cranes. They don't migrate from one place to another. They live in the local place where they are. They are found in India, Southeast Asia and Australia. The very special thing about these sarus cranes is once they choose their partners, they tend to live for them. If any of the partner dies, the another one too will die very soon. Such a bonding is there in between these sarus cranes. Hope you have completely understood about the bonding of sarus cranes. Now let's get in. So before beginning, let's have a look over the words, new words. Just write down these new words. First one, reluctant. Reluctant. R-E-L-U-C-T-A-N-T. Reluctant means hesitant or unwilling. Hesitant or unwilling. Second one, horizon. H-O-R-I-Z-O-N. Horizon. Horizon means, write down, the line at which the earth's surface, the line at which the earth's surface and the sky appear to meet. And the sky appear to meet. Third word, linen. L-I-N-E-N, linen. A kind of cloth. Linen, a kind of cloth. Fourth word, inscribe. I-N-S-C-R-I-B-E, inscribe, means to carve. Carve, to carve. So if you are carving something on it, so that will be called as inscribing. Fifth word, intensity. Intensity. I-N-T-E-N-S-I-T-Y. Intensity. Intensity means force or power or strength. Intensity means force, power, or strength. And the last word, hatch. 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 The meaning of the word hatch is to break an egg. To break an egg. So a baby animal or bird. So a baby animal or bird can come out. I hope you have kept your language textbook, English textbook before you. So these words are enough. Some other words are there in the glossary. You have to observe them too. Now, I'll read out the poem. Listen to me carefully and look at your textbook. Poem number 1, To a Pair of Sarus Cranes. The male was shot as he necked to pull the reluctant sun out from the rim of horizon. She flew crying as he was picked up hands and jaws, and a proud neck was humbled to lie like dirty linen in a coarse washing bag. She circled the sky in moments of grace over his disgraceful end. The killers went away and she returned to the death scene with grief that inscribed its intensity in dots and pits like the Morse code of bird sorrow transmitted to the air. With her beak, she kissed a few feathers, picked the ones that wind had not taken away, and sat to hatch the blood-stained feathers into a toddling chick. A wave of the seas she had never seen came to her from far away and carried her to him. She went away beyond Hume's words, beyond the legends and fables of human love. Now look at the first stanza. The male was shot as he necked to pull the reluctant sun out from the rim of horizon. Here, the word necked means stretched his neck or stretched its neck. The male was shot as he necked to pull the reluctant sun out from the rim of horizon. So what was the male sarus crane was doing? The male sarus crane was flying joyfully. When the sarus crane was flying joyfully, it looked as if he was trying to pull out the reluctant sun out from the rim of horizon. Here, you have to observe what was the sarus crane doing? It was flying high in the sky. It was so proud. How proud it was. It was so proud that the look of this bird, the look of this sarus crane, the male sarus crane, was trying to pull. How was it? It was trying to pull out the unwilling sun, the reluctant sun, out from the rim of the horizon. Horizon means the line at which the earth's surface and the sky appear to meet. Do they really meet? Earth's surface and the sky, do they really meet? No, it is just a skyline. What the poet says here, the bird's movement was so proud, the male sarus crane was very proud, so that it just by showing the proud quality of him, he just looked like pulling out the hesitant sun, pulling out the reluctant sun out from the edge of this skyline. Children, we have to observe the figure of speech here. We will see two important figures of speech. First one, just take the word reluctant son. Reluctant son. Reluctant means hesitant. The son was hesitant. Can the son be hesitant? No, he can't. Because an inanimate thing is getting the human quality here. So what is the figure of speech used here? Charan, when an inanimate thing gets a human quality, when it is attributed to the human quality is attributed to the inanimate thing. Charan?
Personification.
Yes, exactly. Very good. Thank you. So here, if we observe the two words reluctant son, thank you, Charan. Only reluctant son is personification. If you take the whole sentence here, to pull the reluctant sun out from the rim of horizon, can anybody guess the figure of speech used here? Anybody can guess? Vaishnavi, can you guess the figure of speech used in the sentence to pull the reluctant sun out from the rim of horizon? Vaishnavi, Vaishnavi? Vaishnavi, am I audible? Any others? Vaishnavi? Tejas? Tejas? Sorry? Tejas, speak correctly.
Personification.
I'm unable to hear you.
Personification.
Are you saying it as personification? Tejas? Okay, I'll give an opportunity to Sri Harsha. Sri Harsha?
Sir, I think personification. Don't know correctly.
Okay, fine. No issues. Actually, you have heard the word, the figure of speech. You have heard and you have learned this, right? Almost all of us, we had been pronouncing it as hyperbole. But the actual pronunciation of this hyperbole is not hyperbole, it is hyperbole. What is it? It is hyperbole. Hyperbole is a figure of speech that uses extreme exaggeration to make point or show emphasis. Extreme exaggeration is made over here. So just understand it. Just try to understand it, children. If you observe this statement, to pull the reluctant sun out from the rim of horizon, can anyone touch the sun? No, we can't. Even this male sarus also, that too can't touch the sun. At the same time, that too can't reach the horizon. But still, figuratively, by using hyperbole, The poet exaggerates this moment of the proud feeling of the bird, that is exaggerated over here with the help of this statement to pull the reluctant sun out from the rim of horizon. Hope I am clear. Sriharsha, have you got it now?
Yes, sir.
How
Yes,
should
sir.
you pronounce this?
Hyperbole.
Hyperbole?
Hyperbole.
Yeah, hyperbole. Even I too was addicted to the pronunciation hyperbole. So many of us we have made mistakes, but still let us learn from our mistakes and hereafter let us pronounce it as hyperbole. Hope I'm very clear to you about this. Let me move on. So as the male sarus crane was in its proud feeling as it was flying high in the sky to pull out the reluctant sun, to pull out the unwilling sun out from the rim of horizon, from the skyline. At that time, who entered? The hunters entered. The hunters entered and they shot this male sarus crane who was flying high in the sky. What happened later? It was shot dead. It was died. The male sarus crane was died because of these hunters. Because of the cruel nature, the proud bird, the male sarus crane was shot dead on that moment. Is it clear? Hope I am clear in the first stanza. One thing you have to observe here, to pull the reluctant sun out from the rim of our horizon. Here, the sun was not reluctant, the sun was not unwilling. Actually, it was the feeling of the male sarus crane. It was the proud feeling of the male sarus crane that thought that would pull out the sun who was unwilling to rise. So let us move on to the next stanza. She flew crying as he was picked up hands and jaws, and a proud neck was humbled to lie like dirty linen in a coarse washing bag. Children, already we have understood that the male sarus crane was shot dead by the hunters because of their callous nature. As they were cruel hearted, the male sarus crane was shot dead because of them. Then, in the second stanza, she flew crying as he was picked up hands and jaws. The female sarus crane, who saw her male partner who was shot dead, who had killed it? The male sarus crane was killed by the hunters. The proud neck was humbled. What was that proud neck? That was the male bird who was shot dead. That proud neck was humbled, and those hunters, what did they do? They took this male sarus crane who was dead, and they picked up hands and jaws. Very important, underline that, picked up hands and jaws. By picking up hands and jaws, what did the hunters do? They took that like a dirty linen and put that into a coarse washing bag. How we take the dirty cloth and we put that into a coarse washing bag, in a rough washing bag, like that the hunters, they took this male sarus crane who was dead and they put that into the coarse washing bag, rough washing bag. Who flew crying there? The female sarus crane flew crying in search of this male sarus crane. It came by crying. It flew by crying and searched for its male partner. What had happened there? That male partner, the male sarus crane, was picked up hands and jaws. The proud neck was humbled. The proud neck, you can see in the previous part, previous stanza, the proud neck to pull the reluctant sun out from the rim of horizon. That says that the male part, the male sarastrein, the male partner of this female sarastrein was very proud, and such proud bird, the proud, the male partner was shot dead, and it was picked up hands and jaws, and it was kept into the coarse washing bag like a dirty linen. The indignity which is shown towards the male partner of the female bird can be seen here. Who showed this indignity towards the male partner of that? That was done by the hunters. Children, we have to observe here the figure of speech simile. In which sentence it is? Just underline, to lie like dirty linen in a coarse washing bag. Underline, to lie like dirty linen in a coarse washing bag. Tejasvi, Tejasvi Bhatt. Can you guess the figure of speech used here? Tejasvi Bhatt.
No, sir.
Read that once. Read that sentence. Yes, read that sentence, Tejasvi. Tejasvi. Okay, Tejasvi, no problem. Shanvi. Shanvi, read that sentence which you have underlined just now.
In a coarse washing bag,
No, just before that, before that.
to lie like dirty linen.
Yes, continue.
In a coarse washing bag.
Exactly. Can you guess the figure of speech there? Shanvi.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, guess the figure of speech. Come on.
Simile.
Exactly. Very good, Shanvi. Very good. Actually, here the poet has used the figure of speech that is simile. Hmm? To lie like a dirty linen in a coarse washing bag. Here, the dead male sarus crane is compared indirectly to the to the dirty linen, to the dirty cloth. The male sarus crane's body is compared indirectly. So that is similarly an indirect comparison is made with the help of like. So whenever we use like, as, so as, and all, so that becomes a simile. Hope I am clear here. In the figure of speech, simile, to lie like dirty linen in a coarse washing bag. It becomes, the figure of speech used over here is simile. These the hunters who killed this male partner or the male sarus crane, they showed their indignity towards the male partner of that female sarus crane. So because of that, because of not controlling the sad feeling, so it was unable, the female sarus crane was unable to control its sadness, so it just flew by crying, and it reached the place where the male sarus crane was dead. I hope almost all of you have understood. Rashmi, any doubt in this?
No, sir.
How do we pronounce the word hyperbole?
Hyperbole.
Okay, thank you. So let us continue. Now we are in the third stanza. She circled the sky in moments of grace over his disgraceful end. The killers went away and she returned to the death scene with grief that inscribed its intensity in dots and pits, like the Morse code of bird sorrow transmitted to the air. Children, here already we have heard that the male sarus crane was shot dead by the hunters because of because of their cruel nature, because of their carelessness. It was shot dead, and the female sarus crane came over there to search for it. It was unable to contain her sorrow. It was unable to not to stop her sorrow, so it started to cry. It cried and it flew in the sky to search for her partner. So we can see here, she circled the sky in moments of grace over his disgraceful end. Whose disgraceful end? The male sarus crane's disgraceful end made the female sarus crane to move with graceful moments, to go with graceful moments. So the sarus cranes, the female sarus crane's heart was broken because the male partner was shot dead. She cried in the sky with grace. Why? With grace, mourning over, feeling sad over the disgraceful end of the male partner. She searched for him everywhere. She circled the sky and searched for her male partner everywhere. Did she get him? No. The hunters left the place. So here, the killers went away. The hunters who had killed that male sarus crane, they went away. They moved away from there. And she returned to the death scene. Who returned to the death scene? Shreya Bhatt, who returned to the death scene?
Female sarus crane.
Yes, very good. The female sarus crane returned to the death scene with grief that inscribed its intensity, which had carved its intensity forcefully in dots and pits. The meaning is given over here. Short and long cries of the female bird. The female bird, it cried in dots and pits, in short and long cries. It cried and it flew in the sky like the Morse code of bird's sorrow transmitted to the air. Observe the glossary here. A symbolic language, Morse code, a symbolic language invented by Sam F.B. Morse that uses a combination of long and short sounds or flashes of light for sending messages. For the purpose of sending messages, it is the combination of long and short sounds or flashes of light for what? For sending messages. So that was invented by Morse code. Here, no need of worrying about Morse code. Just get worried about the sadness or sad feeling of the female sarus crane. Her long and short cry was sent to the air or sent to the another world. Like what? Like Morse code or like a symbolic language, her sadness, her sad feeling was sent to the another world. Children, here, let us observe the figures of speech. We can see here two important figures of speech. First one, we can observe she circled the sky in moments of grace over his disgraceful end. We get confused, right? in the beginning it is grace, and then it is written as the writer has taken the word disgraceful. Why it is? Figuratively, the poet speaks here. The figure of speech he uses in the sentence, she circled the sky in moments of grace over his disgraceful end. That is antithesis. Has anybody heard about antithesis? The figure of speech antithesis? You can raise your hand there. Antithesis. Antithesis. Okay, let me explain you. Antithesis is a figure of speech. If possible, you can write over there on your notebook. Antithesis is a figure of speech. Antithesis is a figure of speech comprised of opposing or contrasted words or sentiments. Contrasted words or sentiments. So it's a figure of speech. Antithesis is a figure of speech which is comprised of opposing or contrasted opponent ideas or opponent words or sentiments. Now look at the sentence. She circled the sky. Who circled the sky? The female sarus crane circled the sky in moments. How was the moment of the female sarus crane? It was graceful, with grace, in moments of grace over his disgraceful end. Means the male partner was already he was shot dead because of the hunters, because of their callous nature. He was shot dead, and his disgraceful end, this female sarus crane flew high in the sky in the moments of grace. Grace and disgraceful, or graceful and disgraceful. These two opponent ideas have been used, figuratively used by the poet Manmohan Singh here in this stanza, in these two lines. Okay. After that, one more figure of speech you can find over there. Can anybody find it? Sumit, one more figure of speech is used over there. Another figure of speech used in the same stanza. Sumit is not there. Sumit? Jivan? Jivan? Can you find any other figure of speech there in the same stanza?
Simile, sir.
Which one it is? Can you mention the sentence?
In dots and pits, like the Morse code
Yes.
of bird sorrow.
Bird's sorrow transmitted to the air. Right? Here, yeah, very good, Jivan. Here, the bird's sorrow, the female sarus crane's sorrow, it was sorrow, or her long and short cry was sent to the other world, or sent to the male partner who was already dead. It was sent to the other world like Morse code, like has been used, like Morse code, like that system of sending messages, like a symbolic language. Her sorrow was sent to the other world. Is it clear? Or any doubts? You can raise your hands there if you want any clarification. Anish, am I audible? Anish? Anish? Anish?
Yes, sir.
Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Have you got the clarity?
Yes.
Okay. Bhuwana, have you understood? Bhuwana,
Yes, sir.
is there any difficulty?
No, sir.
Okay. Brahati, so in the previous stanzas,
Hello, sir.
can you name the figure of speech used here in the statement? She circled the sky in moments of grace over his disgraceful end.
And antithesis.
Huh? Antithesis is this.
Antithesis.
No. Antithesis. What is
Oh, okay, sir.
antithesis?
Antithesis.
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 Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Karthik,
Yes, sir.
can you name the figure of speech used in the statement reluctant son? Reluctant son. Reluctant son.
Personification.
Why it is personification?
Hello.
Yeah, I'm audible to you. And you are also audible to me.
Persona.
Have you got a doubt? Reluctant son?
Yes.
Dear one, here just observe the sun is the star, right? Karthik? Karthik?
Yes, sir.
Are you able to hear me? Karthik? Children, once again, I am just clarifying this. The sun is the star, right? A non living thing or an inanimate thing. Reluctant means getting hesitant. Can he get hesitated? No, he can't get. He can't become hesitant. He can't have the feeling of unwillingness. So, human quality is attributed to an inanimate thing. Unwilling sun, hesitant sun, sun sun, the star. So that is the figure of speech used over there is personification. Human quality is attributed to an inanimate thing. That is what? A personification. Hope I'm very clear. Kavya, any doubt in that? Kavya?
No, sir. Yes, sir. No. I'm
Fine.
not having any doubt.
Okay. Let's move on then. Yeah. Now, already the female sarus crane who had lost her male partner was very sad. It was crying. Yes. It was crying high in the sky. It was searching for her male partner. She was searching for her male partner. The poet has used here by personalizing the male partner as he and the female partner as she. Okay, let's get in there. Now, already her sorrow was transmitted, was sent to the other world like Morse code. Then the next stanza, fourth stanza, just observe that. With her beak, she kissed a few feathers, picked the ones that wind had not taken away, and sat to hatch the blood-stained feathers into a toddling chick. Before moving into this stanza, let me give you an example for that antithesis. I'm sorry. The example for antithesis is just write down. Give every man. This is the statement. This is an example for antithesis. Give every man. Write down. Give every man thy ear, but few thy voice. And the another one is Second one is speech is silver. Speech is silver, but silence is gold. Again, you can easily recognize the figure of speech, that is antithesis. Opponent ideas, contrasting ideas have been used over there. Contrasted ideas have been used over there. Now let's get into the first stanza. With her beak she kissed a few feathers, picked the ones that wind had not taken away. Now, the bird, the female sarus crane, started to search for her male partner. On that moment, what did she find there? She found a few feathers. She found the blood-stained feathers, and she kissed it. The female sarus crane kissed those blood-stained feathers, and she picked a few from them, those which were not taken by the wind. Those were not those which didn't go behind the wind. She picked them and kissed them, and later and sat to hatch. It sat on it. It sat on it to hatch the bloodstained feathers into a toddling chick. It wanted to bring back the male partner to life. Already in the beginning, I have said the sarus cranes always live with their partner. In case if any of the partner dies, what happens? The another one too will die because of grief, because of sorrow. Here, the female sarus crane tried to find out, tried to search the male partner who was already died. She just got a few feathers. What were found? A few feathers which were not taken away by the wind. And it sat on it to hatch, to bring back to life. Hatch means to break an egg so a baby animal or bird can come out. How a bird sits on an egg to give the to make a bird to come out from there. Likewise, this female sarus crane sat on it to hatch it into a toddling chick, into a new bird, into a young bird. What do you feel about this? Do you feel that the female partner was foolish? It had become mad? No. Because of agony and because of despair, the female sarus crane did all these things. It sat on the feathers and it tried to hatch. The important thing we have to observe over here is the agony, the an extreme physical or mental suffering of this bird can be seen here. At the same time, the complete loss of the male partner too can be seen. Shall we move on to the last stanza? That is the fifth stanza. So the meeting will end just within 5 minutes. If it ends soon, please come back to the meeting. Please join the meeting again with the same link. Okay. So till then, I'll continue. The last stanza. Okay. Dear children, I have only found 39 participants here.